Win the Wilderness, which is on BBC Two Sunday nights. I can't remember.
Win the Wilderness : Alaska.
Yeah, sorry, I always forget the colon.
Can you guess from the sort of intro what the original title of this show was going to be?
No, but I'm interested.
They used a certain word quite a lot in that intro package.
Oh, I don't remember it.
It was going to be called. It was going to be called The Claim.
Oh yes, who's going to lay claim to this? Yeah.
So that's why I kept going. Who is going to lay claim to this claim? The claim.
Yeah. So this was then repackaged as Win the Wilderness:
I wonder,
Alaska.
if they thought they can get a sort of series, if there's sort of other remote houses,
obscure remote places they could do it in.
Yeah.
So, I don't think we've reviewed, or at least not in a long time, a show of this nature.
It would be the NHS thing. Would be the closest thing.
I knew you'd know which one it was.
Yeah,
so
the big hospital experiment thing.
So this is Sunday nights, BBC Two. Let me set it up for you.
9 o'clock.
So 9 o'clock. So this elderly couple, Dwayne and Rena, they've built their Alaskan wooden hut from scratch over the last 30 years. It's very remote. It's lethal for them to be there, but they've survived it, and now, as the voiceover tells us, with their children unable to take it on, they've decided to pass it on to like-minded couples in the hopes that it will live on and be preserved and someone else can get the joy out of it that they did. So 6 British couples are being put to the test by Dwayne and Rena to find out if they have what it takes to survive in Alaska and continue the good work that this couple started in the 1980s. Now, it strikes me that this is something that you wouldn't have ordinarily watched had you not seen a bit of a teaser trail at Edinburgh.
Yeah, it sort of caught me at Edinburgh. And when we were talking about Race Across the World, those are the sort of shows that I used to watch. And I don't tend to watch them as much, I think, since I moved in on my own. They're more sort of communal shows, I think, watching them with other people.
As far as this one, how did you feel this worked as a first episode?
I don't know how well they set up the concept in so much as... So initially the competition is to build your sort of habitat, your camp. So they've also sort of set up, and there's this guy with a big beard sort of judging them and seeing how they were getting on, seeing who was sort of playing the leader roles and things like that. And the person who CJ deemed to be the sort of the most... survivalist, I suppose, or who he thought had accomplished the best, got to then go up to the house with the couple, with Dwayne and Rena. But they kept saying that it was only 4 couples could go up, but there's 6 couples and there's 6 episodes. And I don't think they explained sort of like the structure of it very well, if that makes sense.
No, they didn't at all. I watched
aspect.
I watched this with my folks, and I don't think they explained it very well at all, because does it end with them leaving their home to them? Like, do they literally say, it's yours now, here's the keys?
Do they get like a 6-month rest period?
Are they saying, we're going to leave it to you in our will, so when we can desperately no longer cope, this is who it's going to? I feel like they didn't explain that at all. No. And it annoyed me a little bit, and it annoys me now thinking about it.
They want sort of people to expand on it, I suppose, don't they? It's sort of one of those things where we want you to tell us...
But I don't think it was clear whether it's like a prize where they go, right, you've won, here it is, move your stuff in, or whether they sort of give it to them.
I get the impression it is going to be sooner rather than later. But whether it's one where, like, the latter episodes are going to be, they've moved in now, they're going to judge that this is the right decision before they completely move out, I don't know. But what did you think? Because you've said before that these sort of shows rely on, like, the people that they pick. So what did you think of the couples that they picked?
Well, I think it's more interesting to talk about the way this, like you just said, the way this was structured, because actually it didn't tell you a lot about the people that were picked. I could probably name, I can't, because my mind's gone blank. As soon as I said the word name, my mind's gone blank.
Matt and Rachel.
Matt and Rachel were the only couple that stood out, because they were the only couple that were given more screen time, because they went to Dwayne and Rena's to hang out with them. But again, that felt confused, because when you don't know how and when they're going to receive the home as a gift.
We knew that if they didn't like them, they would send them straight back to the UK.
But then they were saying, well, if you want to travel, that's put me off you, because that means you're not going to be here enough. And
do you want children? And do you know?
I thought, and I have to say, I enjoyed it enough to keep watching, and there's nothing else on the Sunday night I'm going to watch. But I would say that there's a good show in there. It just felt a bit stifled.
And a bit elongated at points.
Oh, very much
where
so.
all, the rest of the couples are sort of trying to light a fire,
Yeah, I think what you need as well in these shows, as much as we've become accustomed to the way these kind of shows work, you need conflict. You don't need nastiness necessarily, but you need someone to latch onto, and that first episode at least didn't give me that.
I feel they did a good. I feel like I know most of the couples. I couldn't tell you the names, but you've got we mentioned about Rachel. There's the farmers. There's the sort of the older couple, the police officer and the nurse. Yeah. There's the lifestyle bloggers. There's the couple who've been together for a year. Good luck.
I found a little bit as well. There's sort of the Apprentice style. Let me set you a task and watch you as you go. All a bit contrived. I know the whole thing's a TV program. I shouldn't forget that, but it's all a bit. They didn't need to jump in that water and then get warm. It just felt a bit
sort of make busy, didn't it? While we've got this couple up in the... Because the first competition was to win time with Dwayne and Rena, and then this second bit was just to fill screen time, really.
I tell you what else I struggle with, and it's not the fault of the program. It's something that all these programs do. I don't know how to best describe it, so I use my words.
Do it.
These sort of programs always tell you how dangerous everything is, but they don't ever show you that that's the case.
So basically, you want someone to be eaten by a bear.
Well, I want them to be close to be eaten by a bear, yes. Otherwise, they're just saying this terrain will chew you up and spit you out, and you'll die in 5 seconds. And of course, we know there's a crew there. There's probably a paramedic stood by. Nothing awful is going to happen, but I feel like it was just their way of ramping up tension because they knew there wasn't.
I think we'll see a bear at some point.
They kept telling you there was things happening and tension and reasons to be worried when really there wasn't, was there? Especially in that first one. When I say conflict, I don't want them shouting at each other, but I do think you need a sort of troublemaking pair.
Yeah, there was sort of like underlying sort of paranoia almost, wasn't there? About you are friendly with these people, but they all competition. And I think maybe as time goes on, as people get more tired, spend more time in Alaska, that might come out. I think this episode there was a lot to explain, I suppose.
Yeah,
and
there was a lot to explain. I don't think they explained it overly well, is my argument.
Okay.
Win the Wilderness, BBC Two.
Alaska.
Alaska, because they're going to do Win the Wilderness someone else at some point, I'm sure. Also, just quickly going back, how did you... I thought there was almost too much interstitials with Dwayne and Rena's video footage. Did that?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't actually. No, I thought you just got the right amount, and that never bothered me.
I like them as a couple.
Yeah.